Ba-ba-ba-boo.
Welcome to Triple T News. I'm Emily.
I'm Hunter.
I'm Galante. Tyler Galante.
Yes, you are, but we're here to talk about something serious.
That's right. Well, in the news today, we're going to take everyone's hearts back to March 30th, 1981.
On this day, a man by the name of John Hinckley Jr. tried to assassinate one of our nation's great presidents, Ronald Reagan.
The known motivation for Hinckley's attempt was to impress actress Jodie Foster after viewing her in the movie The Taxi Driver. John Hinckley Jr. carried out his attempt using a .22 caliber revolver.
Reagan had just finished addressing a labor meeting at the Washington Hilton Hotel in Washington, D.C. That is where the attempt occurred.
President Ronald Reagan has been shot outside the Hilton Hotel in Washington, D.C. He had just finished addressing the Building and Construction Workers Union of the AFL-CIO. John Hinckley Jr. was his shooter. He was carrying a .22 revolver with exploding bullets. Fortunately, it was a poor shot, and most of the bullets did not explode as they were supposed to. Hinckley's first shot hit Press Secretary James Brady, and other shots wounded a police officer and a Secret Service agent. The final shot hit Reagan's limo and ricocheted into Reagan's chest. There were no immediate fatalities to this incident, although President Reagan is in critical condition in a Washington, D.C. hospital.
I was born in Oklahoma on May 29, 1955. My name is John Hinckley Jr. I suffer from a depression and the obsessive tendencies through my life. In the 1970s, I began stalking actress Jodie Foster. In 1981, I attempted to assassinate President Ronald Reagan outside a Washington, D.C. hotel. I was found not guilty by reason of insanity and was placed in a mental institution.
Alright, we are back with Ronald Reagan discussing the events that occurred on March 30th, 1981. Now, what was the public's reaction to this event compared to your reaction?
Well, the public and I had very different views on what was actually happening in my recovery time. The public, many of them thought that I would die in the hospital as the surgery and treatment would not be enough to save me from the bullet wound in my chest. But I was praying to God and hoping that I could make it through anything. And thankfully, I still am, and I'm still here today.
Now, what was the public's thoughts about John Hinckley's punishments?
John Hinckley's punishments are quite a controversial topic. The public thinks that he should receive death penalty or a very long sentence, possibly lifelong, in a maximum security prison. I do believe that since he is mentally insane, he should not be given death punishment based on something that he can't control. I believe that he should be in minimum security, but I don't think he should be locked up for life.
That's very mature. Hinckley was committed to St. Elizabeth's Hospital after his trial ended in 1982. Early on, he showed some strange interest. He was pen pals with convicted serial killer Ted Bundy before Bundy's execution in 1989. By the late 1990s, however, his parents claimed that their son had made progress in his recovery. He worked a clerical job within the hospital and was allowed to walk around freely through the institution. For many years, Hinckley had also a girlfriend, who was a former patient of the hospital. His parents fought for greater freedoms for their son. In 1999, Hinckley was given permission to have supervised visits with his parents outside of the hospital. He temporarily lost some of these privileges the following year, after a book on Jodie Foster was found in his possession. In 2003, Hinckley was allowed to resume visits with his family. Since then, Hinckley's family has continued to campaign for increasing his time away from the institution and for unsupervised visits. These efforts, however, have been shut down by Reagan's family, including his daughter and wife, over the years. Now, at 61 years old, he already spends more than half his time at home with his 89-year-old mother in a gated community that surrounds a golf course in Williamsburg, Virginia. He goes anywhere, like anyone else, and mostly goes unnoticed, although the U.S. Secret Service keeps watch on him now and then. And it's been argued that living full-time with his elderly mother while she's still alive will enable Hinckley to show the world he's no longer a threat. Hospital officials are asking that Hinckley be granted life full-time on the outside, but still meeting regularly with a psychiatrist and therapist. Prosecutors have constantly opposed more freedom for Hinckley, arguing that he has a history of deceptive behavior. They have pointed to a 1987 journal entry in which Hinckley wrote that his psychiatrist would never know the true John Hinckley. U.S. District Court Judge Paul Friedman approved the 17-day visits, but said Hinckley would need to demonstrate his success before being granted any additional freedom.
This evening, we come back and we talk to you about what we just saw. We just saw previously about the footage and Reagan's interview after the accident occurred. Reagan was very, very respectful, and he took the incident very different than the public. And I think that is very mature of him to do. We can forgive, but we will never forget what happened on March 30th, 1981. Thank you. The public, on the other hand, did not take it very well. But that's okay. Because that's why we need a leader who is very capable of doing his job. Also,
Are you sure, Tyler?
have a wonderful day.
Stay classy, last time.
Things are accidents sometimes. But it wasn't an accident.
This guy was
okay.
insane.